Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Subconscious Healing with Emma Wachs, which is me. Thank you so much for joining me. This is one of my favorite days. We have the Spiritual Events Directory Expo, which is online tomorrow. If you haven't registered yet, jump onto the link and register for the all of the wonderful Expo replays. There's going to be so much going on that it's literally impossible to see it all in a day. So you definitely want to register and to receive that. And I want to thank Sarah so much for putting this on for us, and for Kathy for all of the beautiful work that they and the team do to allow for us this amazing opportunity to be able to share what we do what we love, and to be able to support people in the best possible way, especially during this time. It's a really beneficial gift that we're all receiving in so many ways. So thank you. Welcome to Subconscious Healing. If you're just joining us, please just pop a comment into the, share a comment into the comment section and just let us know that you're here. Let us know where you're from. We love to see who's come from where. I'm just going to make sure that the feed's caught up before we get started. Got some really special things happening today. We're going to be able to do some beautiful clearing work for everybody. So that's really exciting. Perfect. Hi, Kerry. So beautiful to have you here. Hi, Bella. So wonderful to have you here. Thank you. Wonderful. So I'm going to get started. My name is Emma Wachs, and I'm a subconscious healer, which means that I have the ability to identify the deepest root cause of any difficulty or challenge in somebody's life. And I create shifts here at the subconscious level where it truly counts. So what this means is that I have the ability to access the deepest root cause of any difficulty in your life. And this is where I like to work from, because if we can create shifts from this space, it becomes so powerful. And the results that we're able to achieve are absolutely instant. So I offer a range of services. I have a new website, definitely check that out in the description section. And I also have a beautiful offer. I offer the very first subconscious healing session at a discounted rate for everybody. So actually, let me pop those into the comment section for you so that you have those. Perfect. Everybody has the ability to access subconscious healing and receive from the magical benefits of it. The other part of what I do is I'm actually an intuitive energy trainer as well, which means that I can teach you how to do this for yourself as well. So if throughout the segment today you're really enjoying everything that you're seeing and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to be able to do this work, I would love to be able to turn on my intuition, tune in and identify the deepest root cause of a challenge for somebody and then create a shift for them in mere moments as well, I do have the ability to be able to guide you through that process. I also have the ability to teach you how to do this for yourself as well. So what I mean by that is I have a beautiful range of subconscious healing programs where I teach people how to connect in with their intuitive self and how to go into the subconscious mind from this safe and supportive space to clear limiting beliefs for themselves as well. So there's a beautiful range of services that I offer, and this is something that's perfect for anybody and everybody. I love to have a modern approach to healing. So when I'm connecting in with the higher self of each and every person that I connect with, I'm always guided to use the language or the perspective that's comfortable for them. So for me, there's no hard and fast rules about what I deliver during a session. Every single session for me gets to be different. And it's because I get to tune in individually and identify exactly what each specific person needs in order for me to be able to make a shift for them. Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us. So wonderful to have you here. And Kerry is from BC in Canada. Amazing. First time for Bella. That's wonderful. So great to have you here, guys. Thank you for joining us. And I would love for anybody who has any questions to share them into the comment section. We're going to get started very, very shortly. In the meantime, I'd love to share a little bit about, here we go. Excellent. I'd love to share a little bit about what's possible for us all today, because what I love doing the day before the online expo is I love connecting in with the group, so everybody who's watching, and I love clearing limiting beliefs so that everybody can make the most of their day tomorrow. So we could clear so much limitation that's in the way of you being able to find that one perfect person tomorrow during the online SED Expo that could absolutely help you and take you on path to exactly whatever it is that you're looking for. So I'd love to bring that into the space. Hi Chantel, so great to have you. And Antoinette's here in Victoria as well. Thank you for joining us. I'd love to bring that into the space as well. So towards the end of this segment, we're going to be doing that. For now, what I would love for anybody and everyone who's watching, if you'd like to share into the comments section any difficulties or challenges or struggles that you've had in your life. It doesn't matter whether this is something that's been bugging you for a day or a week or for your entire life. Whatever it is, I'm able to shift and clear limiting beliefs within a few moments. So feel free to be as brave and bold as you'd like to with what you post into the comments section. And I'm going to intuitively connect in and see what the deepest root cause of that is for you. The other beautiful thing that you can do is if you're sort of struggling and you're not really exactly sure what to pop into the comment section, but you're sort of thinking, you know what, my relationships could be better, or if my finances are improved, that would be amazing. You can just share with me a particular area of life. So what that means is that then I'm able to support you in a particular area of life and allow for you to have a shift in that area as well. So hi Stefan, so beautiful to have you here with us. Thank you everyone for joining. That's absolutely wonderful. And I can see that you're all starting to share things into the comment section. So that's great. Thank you. Belinda, hello, how are you? And Bailey, hello. It's so beautiful to see some beautiful familiar names in the comments section as well. So thank you for joining me. I'm super excited to be here today. So without further ado, I'm just going to connect in and start tuning in for you all. Antoinette, struggling to move on. Wonderful. I'm just going to tune in for you and identify what is going on there for you beneath the surface. It's beautiful, Antoinette, because straight away you've allowed me into your field, into the subconscious, to explore intuitively what may be happening there for you. So it's really beautiful. And I'm actually seeing that it feels as though there's a blockage in your heart space. And this is actually extended on to this particular area of your body. I'm seeing on the side of your body, you may have been struggling with some pain or some discomfort. I'm not sure if that's resonating for you. Please let me know in the chat section. What I'm actually seeing is that this is there because you've been struggling to really be able to unblock this heart space blockage. And what I'm seeing is that it actually began through the head space and over time physically manifested into something that is filled your heart space and is now feels as though it's extending even further towards the side of your body. So I'm not exactly sure what that means to you. To me, what I'm seeing is that for the most part, this is a collection of experiences that don't belong to you. So what that means for me is that this is an energetic attack. Now, when we're exploring energetic attacks, and this could be for everyone, if any of this is resonating for anyone else, feel free to take on and clear any limiting beliefs that come up for you around this as well. But for anybody who's been suffering with energetic attack, the perfect way to support somebody with this is by clearing a limiting belief, because The reason for the energetic attack being there in the first place is generally due to some sort of vulnerability. And for you, Antoinette, and for a couple of others I may even be feeling on the call, there's this difficulty in feeling comfortable and confident in being able to support yourself. So if we were to peel back the layers of all of the experiences in your life that have been creating difficulty, and then we were able to peel back all of the energetic attacks that you'd received from other people, you'd been taking on the energy from other people, what I do see is that beneath the surface, there's a root limitation that stems from not being able to support yourself. So please feel free to just let us know if you do feel comfortable in the comments section whether this is relevant for you. I'm sort of sensing that you're aware of this somehow in your body, or you're sensing this somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shift for you now. I'm just going to clear some of that energy. And it's almost like we're wiping the slate clean for you a bit as well. So I'm seeing as it'll be really beneficial for you to look after yourself over the next couple of days. There may be some emotion releasing as well. And sometimes, I ask that you mentioned, yes, that's wonderful, Antoinette. Sometimes I feel like we almost need to experience a really big emotion, but then we notice as soon as we've brought awareness to it, it kind of disappears. So with subconscious healing, it's amazing because we don't always need to go into the emotional clearings and processes that we're having. So this is incredible because, you know, for myself, it saved me so many hours of crying in the shower or cuddling my pillow, eating chocolate. You know, I now have, you know, had the beautiful ability to be able to clear and shift anything and everything that's going on in my life, and now get myself to a space where I'm living a life that's in the highest good, that's clear from these sorts of limitations and these deeper traumas that would normally derail me for days or weeks or months even. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Antoinette. That feels as though it's clearing for you. I'm going to keep going so that we have time to see everybody, but thank you for sharing that. It feels as though it has actually helped and resonated with a few other people as well. So thank you. I really appreciate that. And I would love to connect with you in a one-on-one session if you'd like to explore that further. So just jump onto that link in the comments section if you'd like to do that. Perfect. Wonderful. Kerry, forgiveness. That's a great one, Kerry. Let's have a look and see what's happening beneath the surface there for you. Antoinette, I do want to mention, don't worry, that's going to keep clearing for you. Feel free to stay in that beautiful space, allow for that clearing to finish. It's not quite done yet. There's a little more, but it'll keep processing as I'm tuning into the next person. My pleasure. Okay, Kerry, let's see, forgiveness. So for you, Kerry, it's very interesting because I'm actually seeing that for you, this is going to something fairly tough for you. And I almost feel as though there's a bit of resistance to going into this in a very deep level, but luckily for us, you're booked in for a DNA live healing session in the Subconscious Healing Expo booth tomorrow, so we can delve into clearing some of that resistance for you tomorrow. If that is what you choose to bring into the space, that would be magical. What I am seeing for today is that we want to identify the limiting belief, because that's going to allow for you to have somewhat of a shift and use the techniques that we've been working on using together in order to be able to help yourself with this. And the limiting belief that I'm seeing is that there's absolutely no way that anybody else can help me. And so whatever it was that happened for you in the past, it's created this limiting belief. And I see throughout your life, it's led you a little off path, because it's sent you down the trajectory of feeling like you've got to do it all for yourself. And I know many of us would have that really, that feeling and that sensation, right, of not feeling like we've got to achieve it all ourselves. We need to do it all ourselves. We can't receive support from other people because they're just going to let us down and they're just going to hurt us. So for you, I feel as though that's what's happening beneath the surface for you. And it feels like intuitively now your true self is showing you the deepest root cause of that and the energy of that limitation. So feel free to stay in that space and continue shifting and clearing, and using the tools that we've been working on to clear that. And it feels like you'll set yourself up for the perfect space tomorrow to then be able to ask your question in the live session. So congratulations, that feels huge, Kerry. And this feels as though, even though it may not be feeling huge to you compared to some of the other healing sessions that we've done, this actually feels as though it's way bigger, but you've just got enough trust in this process now that you're ready to just be in the bliss of that healing. So that's really amazing to see. Congratulations. Woohoo! Love and light all around. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Julie, let's tune in and see what's there for you. I'm not good enough. So that's wonderful, Julie. You've actually uncovered the root limiting belief there. So let's see what, if we peel back some of the layers, what's beneath the surface there for you. Okay, so for you, Julie, I'm actually seeing that this is stemmed as far back as childhood. So I'm seeing that as young as about 5 years old, this limiting belief was starting to be created for you. And what seems really hard for you is just the process of having to move through this. It's almost as though I kind of feel like you've done a fair bit of work around this. And so what's left for you at the moment is just every time it gets triggered and something shows up in your life and your mind catches onto it and goes, oh my gosh, it's back again. What is happening? This has created this frustration for you. So if we were to follow this path for you intuitively, we would uncover the next level of limiting beliefs. And I do feel that if we were to do a one-on-one session for you, we could cover all of them very, very quickly, and create a nice big shift for you. So please reach out to me and book in for a one-on-one session if you'd like to explore that. That feels as though it could be really super beneficial for you. So thank you for sharing. I do feel that we've brought some awareness to some new levels for you to explore as well. The real benefit for you today, Julie, that I can offer is to actually clear some of the limitation in the mind space, because the part of your mind that says each and every time you revisit this, oh my gosh, this is back again, it's complete non-truth. Once you've cleared something, you very rarely have to revisit that in the way of taking steps back. You're always revisiting it from a new space, from a new level of awareness. So don't let the mind get in the way of it creating a struggle for you on this journey, because you are moving forward. It's perhaps just that your time to have this journey move forward in a much faster pace, if that makes sense. So I can certainly help with that. We can certainly start clearing not just one root limiting belief, but we can clear millions of them at once if we need to, and if it's in the highest good, and if we're subconsciously open and ready to. So as you can see, with all of these tune-ins I'm doing today, it just takes one moment to shift a limiting belief, and that's it for me. So we can achieve a lot in an hour-long session. It will be the best $100 you have ever spent in your life. And so that's Australian dollars for my first subconscious healing sessions. If anybody out there is interested, definitely check out into the comments, check the comment section and view the link to book in one of those sessions. So thank you, Julie. That's really wonderful. Karen, struggling to let things go. That's a great one, Karen. Straight away, the message I got for you was there's a need to unattach. So the reason it feels as though it's difficult for you to unattach is what we're going to explore and see what we can find beneath the surface. Because if we can shift this limiting belief for you, then this is what's going to allow for you to be able to let it go, so to speak. So let's have a look and see what's limiting belief is creating the difficulty for you. That's not allowing for you to unattach. So for you, I feel that the limiting belief is connected to something from your childhood yet again. your energy is allowing me to just explore a few different levels of this, and we're just clearing a few things up. The very deepest level of this that I can see today is that there's a part of you that's really it's almost as though you're not feeling good enough, but there's a specific element of this that we want to catch, because what I'm seeing is that this is manifested for you in the way of anxiety, and it's because of the limitation that this is tied to. And so this limitation feels as though it goes as far back as childhood. And I'm seeing for you, there's an instance at around 8 years old. I'm not sure what happened there, but I can see that this was really triggered for you a lot around that age. And if we trail this back even further, I can see that as young as 3 years old, this started to be created for you. So what I'm seeing is that there was this fear of being able to let go of things because of what you felt it meant. And even as a 3-year-old, you were carrying this, and it almost feels as though it kind of felt like you were carrying the weight of the world. And so what I'm seeing actually happened here was you were carrying the energy and the limitations of your parents. It actually feels as though they, and I'm seeing your mother specifically, had a very tough time letting go. So for you at about the age of 3 years old, this was something that landed for you subconsciously and created a limiting belief. And so each time that you come up against, it's interesting, because for you, each time you feel as though you're struggling to let go, I see it being rationalized in your mind as, oh my gosh, something horrible has happened, or something difficult has come up, and now I know exactly what I need to let go of, but I can't let go of that. Whereas what's actually happened is, if we could let go of the mind's perspective of that, what we can actually see is that there's been new opportunities wanting to come in. These new opportunities are going to challenge where you currently exist. And this is what we want to focus on, right? If we focus on this, then it allows for these shifts and transformations to occur for you. So definitely some subconscious healing I'm feeling would really benefit you, Karen, in the way of being able to completely unattach any limitations from your childhood. And I do see that they are affecting how you're able to navigate positively, the shifts and changes and beautiful, wonderful opportunities that want to flow in for you. So if that's something you're interested in, please definitely connect in with me for a one-on-one session. I'd love to connect with you. And for everybody else, and everybody as well, actually, let me just share the link to the Subconscious Healing Expo booth tomorrow. The Subconscious Healing Expo booth tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing so many demonstrations, healings, all sorts of things tomorrow. So yeah, please definitely join us if you're interested in exploring that further. Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you everybody for all of the beautiful thank yous. That's wonderful. Okay, let's see who's next. Carrie, I have a chronic illness, so pain every day, struggle with self-love and self-worth. Okay, let's see what's happening for you, Carrie. So Carrie, it's very interesting to me that you feel as though you're struggling with these things. I feel a beautiful intuitiveness about you, and you feel like a very bright and bubbly and light person at heart. So I'm sorry to hear that you're struggling with this, because it definitely feels as though there's a big gap that needs to be bridged between how you currently feel about yourself and where you truthfully are in your life. A few sessions to work around, but what I can do for you today is identify any limiting beliefs in the way of you being able to explore that, the truth that you need in order to start having realizations on this, because it actually feels as though that for you, the pain and the struggle that you're experiencing, it's there because of a deeper limitation, that surrounds how we exist. So this is what I actually want to capture for you. Just let me know if you're experiencing this shift in any way on the outside. I see, yeah, absolutely. So what's beautiful here is we've been able to find the limiting belief here for you, and it actually feels like something ancestral. This feels as though it's something connected to past lives, or connected to something that's been going on throughout the generations in your family. And so what's beautiful is that because we've been able to get to that level, we no longer really need to see exactly what the limiting belief is. We're able to have that shift. So I'm just sort of bringing that in for you. And some of the difficulty that you're experiencing in the way of pain, I'm actually seeing is connected to some energetic attacks. So I'm seeing that it feels as though this for you is a bit of a mess to sort of look at. There's a lot of different there's a huge level of energy there that we would need to explore in order to have that shift. But if you are willing and ready now to have a nice shift, it's feeling as though it's in high squid for me to clear some of that up for you. So just relax into the space that you're in, and we'll just allow for that to occur. And anybody else that's ready to receive a beautiful shift where we're just tidying up, some of the baggage that we've been carrying around, some of the energy that doesn't belong to us. Let's let it all go. You may or may not be sensing shifts in your body. You may be feeling them, you may be experiencing them, you may be intuitively seeing them in your third eye or in your mind space. You may just be sensing certain colors or shapes or sounds, smells. For some of you, you may not be noticing anything. You may just be in a really blissful and peaceful, unattached space. So feel free to allow for that shift to happen in whatever way is perfect for you. Amazing. Wonderful. Well done, everyone. Carrie, I see that's really opened up for you, and it's so beautiful because I see energetically it's like you've shut off into the space and just really embraced that shift. So yeah, please reach out to me if you'd like to explore this further. Feel free to send me a message or book in for a one-on-one session. I'd love to connect with you, and that goes for anyone. Feel free to send me a message if you have any questions about what I do or whether it's right for you or the sorts of things that you'd like some support on. I'd love to connect with you all and answer any questions that you may have. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Lynn, yay! I finally get to connect with you. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you for sharing. Having blocks in finances, want to move on, but finances is an issue. Okay, let's have a look and see what's happening for you, Lynn. Very interesting. So for you, Lynn, it's so interesting because I see that for you, you've been struggling with something quite deep that you haven't quite been able to put your finger on, is how it's sort of wanting to come through for you. And so what I'm seeing is that you're actually at a juncture where you could explore deeply what's happening beneath the surface for you and what's creating the financial blockages. I'm actually seeing that this is connected to blockages that you have in finances as well. In your health as well. And I do see that there's this, it's almost as though I feel that you're slightly hesitant to go into this. And I understand why, because there's a little fear about what may come up, but it's just more that you're in a huge part as well, sort of feeling that it's a bit unnecessary. which for me, I completely agree with on certain levels, because with subconscious healing, we can allow for us to start identifying and clearing limiting beliefs without really needing to know exactly what it is that's coming up. So what we do want to ensure is that we've given you a safe space in order to have a shift today. And so for you, I'm just seeing this beautiful energy coming in. It's like coming in through the top of your head, wrapping you up around the outside of your body, and it's just sinking into every cell, just absorbing and shifting and clearing anything that's ready to be absorbed. And then once we've done that, it's like we've cleared a limitation for you. The final piece of the puzzle for you is to have a look at where what experiences we're holding on to that are feeding the limiting belief that used to feed the limiting belief that we just cleared. Because what I'm seeing is that once we've cleared something, the first instinct that the mind has is to say, it can't be that simple. That's too much, to ever really create a change for me in my life. But it's completely a limiting belief and not the case. And it's actually your mind's way of wanting to keep you safe. So for you, it feels like your mind is programmed very much around keeping you safe. And so this is why it sort of feels like you were at a bit of a juncture place, because you could dive into, exploring, clearing some deep things for yourself. Or you could have a look at what you can do to start breaking down the ego, mind, identity energy. And so what this means is that the part of our mind that connects us to our past thoughts and experiences and feelings and situations from the past, we're able to create space from that and not allow for it to dictate how we go about our lives. So it feels as though there's two sort of options there for you, and I would love to connect with you further to get some more clarity on exactly what your healing path may look like. Because I do feel that you're looking for something that really resonates for you and that's specific for you. So if this is the case, please let me know. I'd love to connect with you and explore exactly what that may be. For you, it does feel as though there is something there to uncover, but we just want to make sure that it happens in the right way and in a way that's supportive for you. And so, yeah, it's a beautiful part of what I'm able to offer is that, because there's no right or wrong answers with what I do. I'm always tuning in and identifying exactly what it is that, my clients need to hear in the way that's perfect for them. I can help anybody and everybody that aligns with me in order to create shifts for them and guide them towards the next steps of their journey with whatever that may be. So, thank you for sharing. It was so beautiful to connect with you, and I hope that's brought in some clarity for you. It feels really good. It feels as though I've cleared some energy for you, and I just see you sort of feeling somewhat lighter and in a clearer space with less, I guess, fogginess in the mind space. So yeah, thank you. It was beautiful to have you. Thank you, and and I hope to see you tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for sharing. A couple of you have mentioned anxiety. The comments are jumping around. I'm so sorry, guys, if I've missed anyone. Feel free to pop it back into the comments again if you feel that I've missed you. It can be a bit tricky to manage these comments, but we have another half an hour. So yeah, definitely pop it into the comment section again if you feel I've missed you. Kate's dealing with anxiety. Let's have a look and see what's beneath the surface for you, Kate. Okay, so Kate, what's really interesting is that I'm actually feeling for you there's some difficulty in the reproductive system. So I'm not sure if you have had, you have been struggling with anything in this area, but what I'm actually seeing is that the anxiety is been created there because it is a fear of diving into whatever it is that's happening beneath the surface. And so the limiting belief that's actually allowed anxiety into your life is there because of the the anxiety that's there for you has been created because of the limiting beliefs that exist in the reproductive system. So just feel free to share with me in the comment section whether this is resonating for you or not. And it almost feels too personal to go into too much detail in a live on the session today. But what I do want to share is that whatever it is, it's 100% able to be cleared and shifted without the need to, really dive into any emotion that may be tied with it. And for you, I'm sort of feeling as though you're feeling a little bit lost, like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what emotion is tied to it. And it's because, you've been aware of the anxiety, but you haven't quite been able to see what's beneath the surface of that. So there's a bit of a two-part process there for you. First, clearing the anxiety, which wouldn't take long for us to do at all. But the thing is, we can clear anxiety for you. It'll keep coming back if we're not able to clear the root cause and the reason for it existing in the first place. And so what I'm sensing for you is a limiting belief that's in the reproductive system there. So I highly recommend connecting in with me for a one-on-one session. I'd love to work with you on this. For now, I'm just bringing in some awareness for you so that you can start to get a sense of what that may be. But also it's as though I'm clearing a bit of a path for you. So anything that may have felt a bit difficult or a bit emotional or a little bit intense, I'm putting it in a safe ball to the side of your awareness so that you don't need to really experience that or become aware of that until we get the chance to have a conversation that feels like within about 2 weeks, feels like it's in the highest good for us to chat then. And then we can explore this a little further and ensure that we safely and clear whatever it is that we need to clear for you. So Kate's saying that's resonating for her. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's really, really wonderful to see that we've been able to uncover the deepest root of that. And isn't it interesting to think anxiety is so common for us? And when I look at anxiety for people, I very rarely see the limitation of anxiety being begun as within the heart space or within the area that it usually lives in, within the heart space or the throat. It very consistently exists elsewhere in the body. So this isn't always the case, but for the most part, there's always, deeper levels to anxiety that's there to be explored. So yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you, Kate, for sharing. That's wonderful. And Carrie's saying she does feel like a sponge and so she's soaking up other people's emotions and pains, etc. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of chronic illnesses do stem from that, empathic sensation as well. So yeah, absolutely. Look forward to connecting with you. Hi, Angel from the Sunshine Coast. So beautiful to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us. Wonderful. Let's see who else. What else do we have here? What's happening with the feed? Okay. Wonderful. So what I'd like to have a look at now, please feel free to share your comment into the comment section if I haven't tuned in for you yet. I'm not sure what's happening with the comments. I hope you come back. I'd love to see them and clear them for you. But for anyone else that's still watching, what we're going to do now is we're just going to clear some limiting beliefs in order to set us up to receive in the best and possible way tomorrow. What I am seeing is that I see a lot of people on a day-to-day basis that are going into healing with the intention of, wanting to help themselves. And the reason why this is a good thing, but also somewhat of a limiting thing sometimes, is because what I do find is that we're always looking for something to help ourselves to alleviate our immediate concerns. But and for me, myself, I was in this very position just before I had come across intuition wisdom, which is the training modality that I utilized in order to create subconscious healing. I found myself in a bit of a deep hole because I was exploring so many different avenues of self-development, and there were so many things there that were helping me, but that weren't really getting to the root cause of what I was able to really help myself with. So, for example, as we've just seen with anxiety, we may be able to, receive a Reiki healing session or some sort of healing session in order to clear our energy, and or do some yoga in order to clear our energy and connect intuitively. But if we don't have the tools to be able to combine these gifts and allow ourselves to not only connect in intuitively, but to connect in with our truest version of who we are, of our soul and its essence and who we came here to be, and then allow for ourselves to utilize that space in order to go into the subconscious mind and start creating these shifts, then we do have this feeling that these experiences keep coming back. And although we may have had somewhat of a miniature shift, so these things may continue to come back, but maybe in a slightly better way or in a slightly different way, what I found with subconscious healing was that all of a sudden this journey sped up for me. So all of a sudden it was in full force. And I was able to clear and shift everything that I needed to in my life in order to make sure that I never, ever, ever experienced these, limitations ever again. And, for myself, that was huge. A lot of people look at me now and they're like, oh my gosh, what on earth did you ever have to be upset about? And, for me, I was always struggling with really heavy emotions. I suffered a lot of trauma. And I also really struggled with, in relationships specifically, I really struggled to feel confident and comfortable with my ability to attract, wonderful people into my life. So for me, going, this journey was incredible for me because I felt like I had exhausted everything, and I had already started exploring what sort of things were beneath the surface, but it just kind of dug me into a hole, and I actually started to feel a little bit miserable because of it, because I started to become really aware of some deep things from my childhood that I really was struggling to comprehend and come to terms with. But I had absolutely no way of being able to help myself with them. So for me, when I started exploring the subconscious, the job was only half done. And so it's something that I'm so passionate about with subconscious healing, is getting down to the deepest root cause of whatever it is, whatever struggle we have in our lives, and creating shifts from this space. And if it is something big, we may still need a few sessions to get through it. But you may spend, let's say, $700 with myself in 5 sessions, whereas and have this completely cleared. Whereas, and you may also spend, $40,000 in a psychologist's office for, decades, attempting to, have enough realizations to be able to help yourself around the same thing and still be suffering with it. And not only that, have it affect your relationships and your career and your ability to feel self-worthing and self-loving in each and every moment. So for me, the moment that I had, found this opportunity, I could really sense that there was something different about it, even though I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And now that I've been through that journey and I've been there and back again so many times now, I can really see now how huge those benefits are, and how much resistance it's cleared for me in my life. I really, really, really wanted to help people for such a long time, and I really wanted to do it myself. But I came up against so many roadblocks and resistance because of all of the trauma and resistance that I had and the difficult limitations that I needed to break free from. And there was just no way that I was feeling able to be able to do that. So definitely, if this, is reaching out to anybody, please, please, please connect in with me for a session, because I would a lot more about this during the Expo event tomorrow. The other thing that we're going to be able to explore today is what we can do in order to create a shift here, because if this is resonating for any of you, and I'm feeling that some of you are and you're wanting to explore this, we're just going to create a nice big shift to clear any limiting beliefs in the way of you being able to have a wonderful experience tomorrow where you attract the perfect people that can help you. And so this will also allow for you to attract the perfect offer, you know, the perfect service offer or the perfect deal or gift or situation that will be able to help you and allow for you to have some breakthroughs as well. So I would love it if that was me. I truly do feel that I can help anyone and everyone. And I even have some friends joining me in my subconscious healing booth tomorrow. So they're also going to be sharing limiting belief clearings, and that's similar to what I've done today, tuning in for you, identifying what the deepest root cause of any struggles are, clearing those for you, and also exploring segments around life purpose. For me, I'd love to create a shift for you all now. Any limitations that are in the way of us being able to have a beautiful experience and find the perfect people and the perfect experience, the perfect level of support. It's in the highest good for you all tomorrow. This is a beautiful introduction to the group healings that I offer as well. So feel free to just relax and take a few deep breaths in and out as you allow for these shifts to occur. And you may even feel some nice energy flowing in through the top of your head as well. This will allow for those shifts to be complete. Amazing. Perfect. And there's one final piece of what we want to cover today, and that's relationships. I see that Ellen has shared in the comment section that she wanted some support on personal relationships. So I'm going to tune in for her now. Feel free to stay in that nice relaxed space, just enjoying that healing. I'm going to tune in for Ellen, and then I'm going to explore relationships a little bit for us all as well, because I know that it's a tough thing for many of us. So Ellen, for you, I'm sensing that there's a fair bit of heavy emotion for you that's really needing to be released. And I'm seeing that you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just doing my best, but I just haven't exactly been able to find the time and space that I need to be able to really release this. And so for you, this is the first step to improving your personal relationships, is just relieving this pressure that you've been experiencing and just allowing for you to start having shifts that are going to clear some of the limitations that you're carrying. So for you, I see that these limitations are connected with some experiences with your family. And I'm also seeing a bit of there's a bit of it feels as though you're a bit locked in with your partner at the moment. There's a bit of difficulty there in being able to feel confident and comfortable with the relationship and everything that's being presented to you. So this is definitely something that I can support you with. Please reach out to me. I'm just relieving some of that pressure for you now. We're just going to clear some of that emotion. So feel free to just relax into that space and allow for yourself to have a release. the support is there for you. We just needed to make sure that you found the right sort of support. That's the truth that's coming through for you. The support was always there. Just needed to help you find them. And isn't that interesting? It feels as though we needed to clear a limiting belief for you around that before I could do that tune in for you. So that's pretty special how that happened. Wonderful. Perfect. So for anybody else that's struggling with relationships, I do have a beautiful range of subconscious healing programs. As Kerry mentioned, she's loving doing this program at the moment. The program is on offer in order to allow for us all to learn some intuitive techniques that can really help us with some of the toughest things that occur in our lives. And I know that Kerry has also had some wonderful success in her relationships. And for me, this has always been where I see this sort of helping people the most, because the majority of our suffering stems from early childhood difficulties. And I believe that a huge piece of the puzzle that a lot of us miss when it comes to clearing what may be happening beneath the surface is that there's a lot of pain that where we feel sort of heartbroken. We feel that we haven't been loved, by our parents or our early caregivers or certain people in our life. And so without being able to really clear this heartache and these blockages and the anxieties of this occurring again, we're not really able to get down deep enough to be able to clear all of the limiting beliefs there and do a job that is do a big enough clearing that's going to allow for you to have huge shifts in your life. So by using these amazing IWI techniques, it really gives you the ability to be able to identify the deepest root cause of any trauma from your childhood. But not only that, do it from an intuitive space where you're not carrying in the weight of the experiences that you've had that have been connected to this. So there's this beautiful process where you sort of feel as though you're energetically bringing in anything and everything that's ever been anything in your life less than amazing, and you allow for it all to clear. And when we do this in relationships, we can clear, something super deep from that's, been with us since our childhood. So let's say, for instance, we've cleared a limiting belief that's connected us with our father. And this limiting belief is what has connected us to lots of limiting experiences with men in our lives. What this means is that we can then start to create amazing new transformations when we do start to explore these limiting beliefs. So for me, very frequently, I feel like I'm meeting completely new people every day. Because every time I'm able to clear a limiting belief for myself, it allows for the other person on the other side of that limiting belief to finally have some clarity and be able to process something that they may need to process for themselves. So for relationships, it's wonderful. And there's a beautiful journey that's available to us all. Once we start exploring subconscious healing, because we're starting to shift our own limiting beliefs, we start to explore beautiful new levels of relationships in our lives. And for me, my purpose has always been to bring love and light into relationships. So for me, the biggest impact I have is bringing this into families, bringing this into the family home, which is why I offer beautiful intuitive trainings for children that are just really nice and light and fun, and give them magical tools to be able to give them the ability to connect in intuitively, to keep that part of them alive and keep them on track to their purpose, so that the societal limitations that start weighing in on us as we start to go through the schooling system and we start to see our parents and our family and people around us struggling with day-to-day issues, we allow for them to stay on purpose and not allow for those limitations to start affecting them. So there's this beautiful to attract in the divine partner, also for couples, and even individuals who are just wanting to help themselves. No matter where you're at with this, please, please, please reach out to me if any of this is resonating for you, because it's so much more than healing. You know, it's so much more than being able to clear your trauma. And, you know, it really does offer a beautiful new opportunity for you and everybody else around you to have some wonderful new shifts. So what's wonderful is for people such as Alan, where we've just sort of cleared something for her, on her end of the relationship, what this now means is that her partner or her other person is then able to start, you know, exploring within themselves and identifying what may be happening for them. But it also means that if they don't yet have the tools to be able to do this, you know, they're not able to send their resistance your way. So this stops us from receiving energetic attack, and it stops us from falling off purpose. And this is inadvertently what we want to create for children, right? Is the ability for them to be able to stay on track to purpose, and for us to be able to give them the magical life that we truly want them to have. You know, not the life that we had, because we know now that we can do better. So there's this magical process that's available for anybody and everybody, and I highly, highly, highly recommend connecting in for a session with me if any of this is resonating for you. And please also join us tomorrow for the online expo. We've got a beautiful range of things to chat about there. I'm going to be doing some live DNA healing sessions, which are absolutely incredible. I'm going to be chatting about intuition for kids and family connections. I'm also going to be chatting a lot about the subconscious healing programs and exploring more about you know, what there is to offer there in the way of you know, bettering your life, giving you the opportunity that you deserve to find peace and clarity within, and but also within your external world as well. So Angel has shared she needs to unblock being able to receive abundance, etc. That's wonderful. Let's see what's there for you and for anybody else who's ready to receive this shift. If you're watching the replay as well, please allow yourself to have the shift as well. This will work for anyone at any time. So I got an interesting message for you, Angel. The only thing stopping you is yourself. So what I believe that means is you're somewhat aware of the fact that your ego mind identity is holding you back. There's a part of you that's really working on truth, and it's really working, you know, from your true self space and you know, your intuitive space, and allowing for you to bring in some beautiful new opportunities into your life. But there's also some blockage there. There's also a bunch of, you know, experiences from your past that are getting in the way of that being able to manifest in its fullest. So when I see your blockage, I actually see that beneath the surface of these two things is a blockage. And for you, it is more about breaking down the ego mind identity, more about breaking down those experiences from your past. I see that you're fairly well developed intuitively, and that's wonderful to see. Now it's just a matter of starting to break down the ego mind identity and giving you some tools to be able to start sharing that, clearing and shifting limiting beliefs. And for you, I feel like, you know, you've done so much work on yourself now that this would be a pretty blissful process. There wouldn't be anything that you couldn't handle. So for you, I'm actually seeing that this would open up the journey of life purpose for you. So the magical training that I did to be able to offer what I do today, if this is something that you're wishing that you could do for yourself, and I meet people every day who admire me so much for what I do, but they can never see it possible for themselves. Please, if you're at all admiring what I do, definitely join us tomorrow in the Expo booth, because we're going to be exploring a whole lot around, you know, how we can clear any resistances in the way to being able to open up the path of life purpose for you. And I am able to connect you with the perfect people that can take you on that journey. So for you, Angel, it feels as though there's some opportunities like that want to flow in your way, And it was just a matter of being able to identify that, the blockage that needs to be cleared isn't as huge as what you sort of think it is, as long as you have the right techniques to be able to shift and clear that in the easiest, fastest, and most effortless possible way. So I highly recommend joining us tomorrow and seeing what's possible for you with life purpose. It feels as though it's almost there, and you've been able to have some really wonderful breakthroughs with that. And I'm seeing this making sense for a few other people on this call at the moment as well. So if this is exciting for you, then definitely join us tomorrow, because there's so much on offer. And I promise you, anyone and everyone can have this journey and do what I do, and have it flow into their life in an effortless way. It's exactly what we're here to create, is the opportunity for that to happen. If it can happen for me, then it can happen for any of you, I promise. Amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Gay. Oh my gosh, we're just about to finish. My time is up. I'm so sorry, but please join us tomorrow in the Subconscious Healing Expo booth. I'm just going to share those links one more time into the comment section for you all. Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining me. It's been so, so, so beautiful connecting with you. And I love when I get to connect with the room or the room and I can really feel, people resonating and people really enjoying what we do. Thank you, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow as well. And let me just pop it into this comment section for you as well. I've got a couple different places to share this into. Perfect. There you go, everyone on Spiritual Events Directory. Please also follow Find Time and Space. That's my Facebook page, and there you can follow some more lives, some more about subconscious healing, and explore this a little further. And yeah, we're super excited for the expo tomorrow. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you all then. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend. Sending lots of love your way and all of the abundance possible for you over the next week. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all then. Bye-bye.